Alright, a quick before the video starts. I am not a coffee professional. I'm sure plenty of people know a lot more about coffee than I do. Feel free to let me know in the comments nicely how you would have done things differently, if there's something I messed up. And also, if you happen to like a coffee that I don't, that's just a difference in opinions and a difference in taste. No offense meant. I'm sure that coffee is perfectly fine for you. Now on to the video. Hi, I'm Johnny. Welcome to Will It Brew. Today I'm going to be trying out the 8 o'clock pumpkin spice coffee. This one was pretty well recommended on Amazon, and at the time of ordering it, there was not any pumpkin spice related coffees in the local stores, which I figured since it's that time of year, why not try pumpkin spice coffee? Of course, right after I received this, they got multiple pumpkin spice coffees in the store nearby, but I already have it. So I've got my usual brew methods ready. Got my pour over, my French press, the AeroPress, the Cold Brew, and I've got the drip maker ready with that coffee. And so I'm gonna go ahead and give that a shot, see how that tastes. I probably will try these with some sugar because it says subtle spice, brown sugar, and sweet cream flavors. So I'm thinking that it probably will need at least a little bit of sugar to really bring out those flavor profiles. So I'm gonna try it black like I normally would drink coffee, and then try it as a little bit of sugar added to it as well. So you go ahead and grab some of this. Smells good. It's actually a pretty good little coffee. Definitely got that spice note to it, almost like similar to a apple cider kind of spice. Let me try adding a little bit of sugar and see how this tastes. Yeah, that definitely helps bring out the flavor profile. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good little cup of coffee. So I'll be interested to see how the other brew methods compare on how it tastes. I'm gonna go ahead and get my AeroPress ready. All right, so got my AeroPress filter here. Going to go ahead and put that in. Which these basically are just pre-cut round coffee filter pieces. I'm pretty sure they just have a hole punch that they punch out from regular coffee filters or something like that. But let's go ahead and get this going. All right. All right, let's go ahead and get this ready. go ahead and stir up real good. Make sure there's no dry grounds. All right, and get this in here. All right, so we've had this steeping and it's ready to go ahead and press. So I'm gonna go ahead. All right, set that off to the side. Yeah, that's really good. It's definitely a lot smoother than the drip coffee. Let's see what some sugar does for the flavor. Yeah, the sugar definitely does help bring out the flavors. That's pretty good coffee. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do my French press real quick. So I've got enough water left over for that, but I know I'm going to have to brew some more, or heat up some more for the pour over. Of course, I already had my coffee weighed out. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pour enough of our water to get this blooming. All right, and that's time. So we're going to go ahead and get this ready to sample. It's actually pretty good. Not sure it's necessarily better. Add a little bit more so I have enough room to work with sugar. Yeah, that sugar definitely does help bring out the flavor profile on that. This is definitely smoother than the drip maker. Not by a whole lot though. That's not bad. All right, so next we're going to do the pour over. All right, so I've got my coffee grounds, I've got my pour over right here, and all right, so I'm going to pour enough water to get the grounds damp. All right, let's go ahead and get our coffee a-making. All right, while we're waiting on that to finish brewing, what is your favorite holiday coffee? Do you like holiday coffees? Is there any kind of a flavored coffee you prefer? Is there a brewing method that is your favorite? Is there one that is your least favorite? Is there one that you've just never managed to get a good coffee out of? Let me know down in the comments what you think about today's episode. What do you think about what coffees you're looking forward to, if there's any limited releases? The smell of this coffee definitely makes me think of, just from the spices in it, definitely reminds me of apple cider. So I'm definitely going to have to see if I still have any of my mom's homemade apple cider mix and mix some of that up. It's nice and cool today, so it's perfect for it. All right, I'm going to say that's brewed well enough. Set that off to the side. It smells really good. It's definitely a bit more body to it, a bit more flavor to it. All right, so adding our sugar to this to see how much that changes the flavor profile. Yeah, that sugar definitely does help. You just don't get as many of the flavor notes from the coffee if you don't have the sugar in there, which a lot of these flavored coffees are made with it in mind that you're going to be adding sugar and possibly even creamer to it. So they're made to have that finish filling out the flavor profile. It's still good, but it's not, still a toss-up on which one's going to be the best of these brew methods with this one. All right. Well, last but not least, we have our cold brew. I did a 13-hour cold brew on this, like normal. I found that 13 hours does pretty good for a straight drink as is cold brew. If you want to make a cold brew concentrate, then you're going to want to probably go about 24 hours or so, which concentrate does really good if you're trying to make a frozen drink of some sort, like a frap, or if you like to dilute yours down a little bit with some sort of milk or something like that. Or even if you're going to be adding a decent amount of ice to it, and that ice is going to dilute that cold brew down over time. Generally, those are good reasons for why you would want to do a cold brew if you're not just drinking it as is. Now, the downside to this being cold is that the sugar is probably not going to dissolve in it very well. It's not bad, but I'm thinking this may not be one of the better cold brew coffees. Okay, the sugar, once again, does help. This is actually, with the sugar in it, a lot better. And I'm really not sure, it's really close on this one on which is going to be the best brew method. If you prefer your coffee as a cold brew, this actually makes a pretty good cold brew. I have a feeling that if you added just a little bit of like some vanilla creamer of some sort, it might make it just a little bit better. I'll have to see about getting some of that to keep on hand for future videos, but I'm really not sure. The drip maker really wasn't a horrible option for this. So I feel like any way you go with, any brew method you go with on this 8 o'clock pumpkin spice is actually going to be pretty decent. Me personally, I would probably, for the trouble involved, the drip maker really isn't a horrible option. So I would say it's pretty much a tie between the drip maker and the cold brew on this, just because you don't have the extra prep time involved with the pour over, the French press, or the AeroPress. So all in all, I would say this is a pretty successful one. Definitely be keeping the rest of that bag around for me and my wife to enjoy. She tried a little bit of it earlier and really enjoyed it. I let her try some of that while I was heating up a new kettle of water for the rest of the brewing. And yeah, pretty good coffee. So that's going to conclude today. Once again, let me know what you thought about this coffee. Are you completely against flavored coffees? Is pumpkin spice the only one you're against? Is there one that you prefer? Is there one that you would recommend me trying so that whenever I'm looking for coffees, I'll know which ones to look for? Let me know in the comments down below what you thought, and everyone have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one.